If you are watching this, it means that you are probably tired of being the everything person in your business, and you are a great social media already, but the late nights, the last minute client request, and doing it all by yourself is alarming and discouraging to you and overwhelming. That is not freedom that you signed up for. So in this class, I'm going to be walking you through everything, the exact roadmap for you to go from being a solo freelancer to building a business with structure. Even if you are not ready to hire a full team yet, if you are not able to afford to hire a full team, a team yet, you will also learn how to simplify your offers, how to have a system, to build a system of your own that saves you time, and then how to take smart steps towards agency style growth without being overwhelmed. Another thing is that I'm going to be showing you the paid templates, the workflows inside my Pro Social Media Manager client and content kit also, because those are the exact tools that I use to stop winging in and start scaling as a social media manager with an agency. So if you are ready to stop operating like a burnt out freelancer, this class is for you. We are going to be talking about how to go from being a freelancer to agency owner as a social media manager. So let's dive in, you guys. Welcome on board, and I'm happy to have you here. Now, you are not meant to do everything forever. Now, you cannot remain a social media manager, freelancer forever. At a point in your business, you get to a point that you cannot do it all alone. Yes, you need to know that. You cannot do it all by yourself. So we are going to be talking about the shift that so many social media managers are afraid to make because they feel that they haven't gotten to that stage yet, or probably they are going to be letting go control to somebody else or to another team, and then they just feel that, oh, they will not be able to do it as much as I'm going to be able to do it. But if you are going to be expanding, if you want this as a business, I mean your social media management business as a business, not just as a freelancer, then this class is for you because you need to put structure in place to be able to have a team. Yeah. So let's move on. Now, you need to know that you became a social media manager to build freedom, not just to create a job you cannot step away from. Agency ownership gives you options. Number one, you have higher retainers because you are going to be taking over brands social media management, I mean all of their platforms, everything that has to do with that brand. And if you're an agency owner, the way that you work with a client is far different from a freelancer. Being a freelancer is just a piece of the cake, but if you want to own the whole cake and even the icing, then you have to grow to the extent of being having an agency. Now, you have a team to support delivery. When you have a team, there's a saying that says that if you go alone, you don't go as far. If you go, if you want to go far, you go with people. But if you go alone, you don't go as far. Right now, space to scale beyond your time. Now, if you have a team, you have enough space to scale beyond your time. So let's move on. I hope you guys are well. Just drop yes in the comments so that I will know that you are connecting with me. Just drop yes in the comments and let me know where you're joining from also. You can just drop your flag, smiley, just so to connect with you. Now let's move on. Freelancer versus agency owner thinking. Now this is important for us to discuss because sometimes you may just think that, oh, I just want to be a freelancer. Is there something wrong in being a freelancer? Of course, there's nothing wrong in being a freelancer if that is what you choose to be. But if you want to actually own a business and you want to this business to actually be something that has a future, because it's very important for you to know that having a future in your social media management business, it means that you have structure in place, you are planning for years ahead. You are not just planning for yourself, you are planning, you have a team, you have like an organization, and you can do all of this virtually. You don't even have to like own an office and hire people physically at the office. No, everything can be done virtually. Right now, it says that this is like a comparison of freelancer and agency owner. So as a freelancer, the things that you do works in the business, you work in your client's business, but as an agency owner, you build systems for the business. Now, you are more respected when you're an agency owner, and in much more that you are much more you take much more control because clients trust you better because they know that you already have a team, and then you know that you are able to charge your worth because you know that your team that are going to be working, it's not just going to be you. So you are able to charge your worth so that everybody gets paid without being without overworking, right? Then as a freelancer, you say yes to everything. This is like something that we really need to talk more about, saying yes to all types of clients. That is not done. You have as an agency owner, you have a clear package, like you have packages and boundaries that you can give to clients. It's just so clear that an agency owner thinks differently. They build systems so that they can delegate tasks without overwhelming anyone. They have structured offers, and then they focus on long-term growth, not just survival for that time, right? Hustles month to month. A freelancer hustles month to month because your client can just come to meet you and just drop you because probably you're working with one client, or maybe you're even working with three clients. They are not major clients that actually, build recurring revenue, and then you have predictability. That's actually really is a tongue twister, but you are able to predict as a business owner. That is, I mean, as an agency owner, you are able to predict how long you are going to be working with that client, right? So let's move on. um the three core shifts you need to make if you want to move from being a freelance social media manager to an agency owner. There are three core shifts that you need to make, and these shifts are really important because most of the time this is a mindset thing that you need to actually work on. So let's check on the three core shifts that you need to make to grow into an agency. Now, you must shift from custom work to productized services. Yeah. So how do you actually become an agency owner? It comes down to you being able to shift your custom work to productize services. Move from stop doing everything for people. Stop not just if a coach should come and meet you, I need a social media manager, you are there saying yes, I can do it. And then probably a nurse that wants to open a social media account just come to meet you. I need a social media manager, and then you are saying yes again. And then maybe a lifestyle blogger comes to meet you. Oh, I need a social media manager, and then you are saying yes again. Like, it's confusing, and they will not take you as much. Um, they are not going to take you super serious because you are going to be overworking yourself. You are going to get burnt out, and then you are going to be undercharging. It means that you are going to be building content strategies that is different for each client. You are going to be doing so much things, and then you'll be making lots of mistakes because it's not easy to keep up as a solopreneur, social media manager, working with different type of clients from different industries. It's not so easy to do that, and it's time consuming, and then you keep getting burnt out. Right. So you need to stop doing everything yourself and start planning delegation. Another thing is that you replace verbal promises and mental checklists with documented systems. When you have a system, you can give the system that you use to your team members. They can use the same system, they can use the same technique that you use and use it repeatedly. It's just like a rinse, wash, and repeat. They use it repeatedly, and then they are able to duplicate your processes without you even being there. That's what it means to have a system. And you need to have this system in place before proceeding to have an agency. So let's move forward. So now, what do? You start with productized packages. Why custom packages will keep you stuck? Now, let's move on. Custom packages keep you stuck every time because when you create something that from the scratch for each client, do you know what that does to you? It eats your time, your brain power. You may not even know it immediately, but you are overworking yourself. Your mental, like, it's another mental labor to you because you are creating custom packages for each person, creating custom packages for each client, creating custom packages, I mean custom content for each client instead of you to just have like a system that you can use for each client that you just delegate to your team members, or even if you are the one doing it, you already have it done. All you have to do is maybe templates and just change names, colors, and all of that, not starting everything from the scratch. Like you are doing double the work. Instead, choose 2 to 3 offers that are crystal clear. Let them know and then build repeatable workflows for them. This makes hiring easier and then it makes delivery easier for you. It makes selling easier also. You can use this, you know, it helps you a lot. Right. Let's move on to the sixth slide. Build simple delivery systems first. Now, as someone who wants to start an agency, and then you are thinking about it, how do I go about it? I have like maybe, for example, I'm a social media manager and I have maybe like 8 clients. And maybe I have 8 clients, but these 8 clients, I create content for them. I have to, write their content strategy. I have to create analytic reports for each of them. I have to monitor and track their performances. I have to know the type of captions that is going out on each of these pages. I have to prepare content on maybe a day of the week that I've chosen aside to create content for them. You know, do you know how crazy it is to keep up as just you working as a social media manager for 8 people when you can easily, you know, have a system. When you have a system, you already have your client onboarding form, you already have a shared client folder where you have content calendar that can majorly work for most of your clients. In fact, if you are a good social media manager and then you write a good content calendar, especially if you use my content calendar from the Pro Social Media Manager Client and Content Kit, when you fill it up, you can easily give somebody that is not even a social media manager to follow that content calendar, and then they will still deliver the right content for your clients without any error because you'll have done it so much that your content will speak for itself. You don't have to be creating content for every client every step of the way. It's going to drain you because if you have if you already implemented your monthly analytics report, you already have a monthly analytics report that you have for all of your clients. All you have to do is just change numbers, change screenshots. You don't have to start to create from the scratch. Start to look for, oh, which template should I use for this month? Which color should I use for this month? Which what should I call it? Which font should I use for this month? Doing all of that is draining. Like, I don't care how much your client is paying you. It doesn't require you going through that much mental stress, right? So when you have a system, it is easier for you to scale into having an agency, right? Now, let's move on. Hire the smart way. Now, I know that talking about having an agency as a social media manager, some of you be thinking in your mind that, oh, how am I going to have an agency? I don't even have a client yet. Or maybe, oh, I have just 3 clients. Why do I need to hire anybody? But guess what? See, sometimes as a business owner, you have to think ahead. You have to think for future. You have to think for how you are going to make your business growth. Now, let me give you an example. If you are a social media manager, somebody, okay, for example, somebody like me, I remember when I was transitioning from a freelance social media manager to having an agency. I remember that it was just me. I was working with about 7 clients, and then it was so overwhelming for me. I was almost like, as a mom of 2, I have 2 kids. I'm married. Imagine how time consuming it is to work with 6 clients. I was actually I took over six, I was like their full social media manager for six brands, six different brands from different industries. In fact, there was one of the brands that I was working with that I share posts for them every blessed day. Right. I create content, I edit videos, I do their graphic designs, I write their captions, I do analytic reports, I even do monthly analytic reports review where I talk about the things that worked and the things that didn't work. I was doing all of that. But guess what, you guys? I was always angry. I was always overwhelmed. I was always so sad. It gets to a point that I was actually making the money. I was earning a lot. I was making the money that I actually wanted at that time. I was reaching my goals, but I was not happy. I was not free. Even when I go on vacation with my husband, I realized that I will still have to be working. You guys, it was sick. Like, I couldn't be apart from my phone, my system. I take my laptop all around because I need to work even while I am on vacation. So what's the freedom there? There was no freedom. It was the day that I actually thought about it, that. And then I usually think about hiring people, but I'm always thinking that, oh, they won't be able to do the job. They can't do it like my client wants it. My client wants my own touch. How am I going to allow other people to work for me? They can't get it. They're going to ruin my business. It's not going to work. I thought I was the only one that knows how to do this thing. You guys, that's a big lie. Like, that's the huge lie that we tell ourselves, that, oh, nobody else can do it like me. It's a fucking lie. Sorry for me cussing. That's a big lie. Like, you you realize how people can actually do what you're doing, especially they are using, if you have a system, all you have to do is just tell them and teach them how to use your own system. You'll be surprised at the time that you are going to be buying for yourself. You are going to have much more time to think and then to be able to move your business forward. Do you realize that? Let me just share this with you. True life story. Do you realize that it was when I started to expand and hire new people to my team? That was when I had the time to start reaching out to brands. I mean, to brand, to influence for them. Yeah, I've worked with CapCut. I worked with Pipit AI. I worked with what is it called? I've forgotten the name of this and one other AI. My point is that, do you know that it was when I outsourced and hired teammates, that was when I had the time to think about that part of my business. It never occurred to me that I could actually be an influencer to brands like that. Even though I knew that it could happen, but I didn't even have the time. I'm always tired and overworked. There was no time for me to think about things like that, right? It was when I started hiring people that I knew that, okay, now I have the time. How else can I make money? Right. So do not think that you don't need that time. You need it. You need that time. You need that extra time. And how do you make that time for yourself? Have a system. If you're a social media manager, a virtual assistant, you don't even know how to have a system, get my pro social media manager client and content kit. You have 18 template bundles. It's going to help you streamline your workflow. You don't have to keep telling your teammates what to do. You already have a system. Give it to them, share it with them, and then ask them, like, teach them how to use it, and then you are done. Right. Now let's move on. So even if you are not ready for full time, who should be your first hire? Now, as a social media manager that is about to to turn your freelance business into an agency, who should be your first hire? Your first hire can be a content assistant, to design and schedule posts. That alone is going to take at least maybe like 2 hours. You are going to buy at least 2 to 3 hours for yourself in a week with hiring a content assistant, somebody that can design and then schedule posts. If you can hire a VA or PM to handle backend ops, analytics assistant. Analytic reports are always, so it needs detailing. You need to actually, be able to track every performance. How are you going to be doing that every month if you have many clients? You need somebody that, oh, that is what you are focusing on, analytic assistant. That person's work is just to make sure that analytics is done every other time of the month. It could be a contract staff, whereas you are not hiring the person for the whole month. It's just when you need that person, but the person is still on your team, right? Now, start with part-time or tax-based, not full-time salaries. You can do that. You can hire somebody that you know. You can. It doesn't even have to. It doesn't have to be somebody that you know. My point is that you can hire someone that you know that can work with you for hourly based, not monthly based, right? So let's move on. Excuse me, guys. So what does this look like in practice? Let me show you what this looks like in a 6 month window. You don't go from freelancer to full agency overnight. You have to have a long-term plan. Yeah. Every month you have to make small moves, package your offers, set up workflows, train somebody. It could be somebody, maybe your cousin. If you know that you cannot afford that for now, maybe that your cousin that is still looking for admission into the university, that is just hanging around. Teach them what to do, teach them how to do graphic design and all of that, and then pay them. You don't have to be looking for free work. Like, pay them so that they can take you serious. That is how to build a team. As little as that, yes. Set up workflows, train someone, raise your rates, then you'll be able to move closer to your freedom. That is how to have multiple clients. You can have as much as 10 clients. So far, you already have people that you're going to be contracting the clients to. You're already building a system. You're already building an agency, right? Refine system and raise your rates. Bring in a second support person. Then focus on sales and marketing only. Now, that month 6 is your major. After you do all of that, focusing on what is it called? Focusing on sales and marketing, you are going to be able to think straight when you know that you're not under pressure. When you're under pressure, you are not able to think straight and remember and try to, think for ideas that can make your business grow. Trust me, when your brain is constantly under pressure to, oh, I need to deliver this email, I need to deliver this content strategy, I need to post this content, I need to edit this video, I need to do graphic design, I need to do this before 9 a.m., I need to do that. If your brain is constantly working, you don't have that time to think of expanding your business. You just think that, oh, you are the height of your business. But no, when you have an agency, you have multiple clients, you have people under you, which is your teammates, and then you are able to outsource all of these things to them. And then you have all you may have to do, maybe at the end of the day, is going to be you maybe seeing what they have done and making edits and making sure that they are doing the right things that you told them to do. Right. It's not going to be you scrutinizing every step of the way, making sure that it's nope, 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 nope. You are always going to be a step ahead. And again, you'll be able to expand your business. You'll be able to pitch your brand. You'll be able to pitch to clients. You'll be able to think outside the box. You'll be able to create digital products. See, I remember when before I had a team to create a digital product was crazy for me, you guys. It takes me, if I want to create a digital product, as a digital product as easy as writing an ebook, you guys, it could take me months. I'll be writing like this, I'll pause, and then I'll start to do something else. Then I'll start to do something else for my clients, do this one, do that one, that I will not be able to I don't even have that time to think straight to write. Do you understand? So imagine that you have a system in place. Until when I had a team and having a system and having a team, it was when I had free time to be creating digital products. Now I cannot even count how many digital products I have out there that is selling. And imagine that even on days that I don't have clients, I don't even feel bad because my digital product is selling every now and then. You understand? So my point is that if you want to expand your business, you need to have the big picture in your mind. What am I going to be doing to turn from a freelancer to an agency? How am I going to do it? I have 6 months to do it. What am I going to be doing first? What steps should I take first? Right. So let's move on. So now the biggest agency owner mistake. A lot of here's where a lot of social media managers mess up. They try as much as possible to scale before their back end is clean. If you don't have a system, there's no point for you to have an agency. If you don't have, if your client onboarding process is chaos, you don't even know, if you write, maybe you don't even have where you save your client password, you don't even know how to ask your client for password to give you access to their social media platforms. Maybe your invoice, anytime you want to write your invoice, you're always going to one app or the other. You don't even know how to the colors that you're, if you know that that is your situation for now, then you don't need an agency. You need to first of all have a system, then you'll be able to scale. Do you understand? So it's not just that, oh, because everybody's scaling, everybody is having an agency, I want to, nope. You are going to just get more frustrated with other people joining you to become frustrated. It is when you already know what you're doing, that is when you can actually teach somebody else to work with you, right? And then it will be a smooth transition. Now, more clients plus no system equals burnout. And again, a team that has no plus no SOPs, confusion. Seriously. So please don't try to scale if you do not have a system. It is not for you. You have to build a foundation first. Try to have a system first. The system, work with the system for months and then realize that it is working for you. And then you can scale conveniently. Do you understand? Now, I need to chip this in before I forget. What is the benefit of you scaling? The benefit of you scaling is the fact that you are able to make more money. Because if you imagine that you have 7 clients, you alone, you have 7 clients that you are struggling with, and then you don't have time. If you're able to hire 2 other people to join you, that's like, maybe, for example, let's just say you hire 2 more people and then you are able to increase those clients from 7 to maybe like 15. You'll be able to divide the clients with those people, and then you'll be able to work together and still get the same result, and then you make more money. And you don't have to pay people, you don't have to hire people that you cannot afford. You can hire assistants, whereas you'll be able to afford their services and not pay too much. Do you understand? Of course, you are going to be paying what they are worth. You understand what I mean? Right. So when you scale, is because you want more money, you want more structure for your business, and then you are planning ahead for the future. So it is important to scale. Like, that's another thing we need to talk about. Hi Nikki. Hi Abby, watching from Mexico. I'm happy to have you here. So let's see. Hmm, um okay, so let's go to the next slide. So final recap: to move from freelancer to agency owner, the things that we have discussed is that you need to productize your offers, implement back-end systems, make it work, make strategic hires. If you cannot afford to hire 2 3 people, start from one person. Hire an assistant that you know that is actually good and will make your work easier, so that you can work together. You can train them using your own system. Then focus on long-term delivery capacity. It's very, very important. Another thing is that use tools plus templates to speed you up. It is important. You cannot call yourself a social media manager and not know how to use templates. It is important for you to know how to use templates. Templates are like your lifeline as a social media manager. That's what differentiates you from the next social media manager. Because trust me, people out there, social media managers out there, they are not joking. People are improving every day. Trends is changing, people are improving, things are changing, and you need to change with it. And the beauty of being a social media manager is that it keeps you on your toes. You have to like keep learning to stay in to stay afloat as a social media manager. You have to keep learning, keep researching. So you need to implement all these things to be able to go from a freelancer to an agency owner. And that is when you are able to charge some. Imagine as a business owner, and I tell you that I'm going to be handling your social media marketing, and I'm going to be charging you, maybe, let's just say, $5,000. And then you are like, what's $5,000 for? And I'm saying, oh, of course, I have a graphic designer. I have this. I'm bringing my graphic designer on board. I'm bringing my copywriter on board. I'm bringing this on board. I'm bringing that on board. We are a team of this. You send them your proposal, and they are seeing other people in your team, team lead, this one, that one. They will know that this is like a group of people working for them, and then they will trust you more. you know That's how to stop being stuck in survival mode and step into agency leadership. Whether you want to stay small or go big, it is important for you to move. You cannot keep being a freelancer forever. You need to grow. So for every step that you take, let it lead you to that big picture, because you cannot keep hopping from client to client, from client to client. No, you need a structure. You need to be that business owner that you already are. Right. So let's chat. I want to hear from you guys. Are you thinking about building an agency, but you are not sure where to start? Drop a comment or question in the chat right now. Let's see what you have in mind. I would like to chat with you guys. What's your biggest block when it comes to growing beyond solo freelancing? Like, what exactly are you facing right now that you think that is stopping you from moving from being a solo freelancing social media manager to an agency owner? What is stopping you? What is that thing that is stopping you? Are you still do you love you struggling with so many clients that you need to deliver to, or you want to become like an agency owner, but you are just taking your time? What exactly is stopping you? I just want to hear from you. Let's talk through it live, you guys. Let's discuss live. I'm waiting. Are you is it that you're having a fear of knowing what to offer, or fear of hiring, or you are feeling like you are not ready yet? Just let me know in the comments. Let's discuss it. Let's talk through it. I'm reading every comment. You guys just drop the comments. I think I want to create a digital product in order to create passive income. Yeah, it is important to have digital product as a social media manager, because digital product is going to help you to scale faster. Trust me. For days when you don't have clients, for when you don't have clients, you don't have or probably you're having maybe a break in your business, you just know that your social media can still be pushing your digital product and you still be making sale, or whatever it is that you want to market it. So it's great. You should go for it, Nikki. And I want another advice to give you is that make sure that the data product that you are creating is a solution to somebody's problem. People in your people in your audience or your community, or people, your followers, make sure that it's solving a problem. If your product is solving a problem, then it's going to sell. I am feeling like I am not enough, or will I deliver? Of course you are enough. Why should you feel like you are not enough? You are enough. What makes you be what why you are feeling that way is probably because you are not practicing as much as you should. You are not making sure that you are learning. If you are learning and learning, just make sure that, for example, this live, I'm going to be live every day in August. Today is the 7th day. I'm going to be live till August the 30th. So I put myself on that challenge. And as I'm teaching you guys, I'm also learning. So my point is that for every opportunity to learn, always join and also develop yourself some more, so that you don't have imposter syndrome. What causes imposter syndrome and then being not as confident as you want is when you don't have the knowledge of what you are doing. So when you have the knowledge, you are more confident, right? So instead of you feeling that you're not enough, try to improve on your skills. When you improve on your skills, you will be more confident, and then you can, do it out there. So don't feel like you are not enough. You can deliver. You can even deliver than much more than you even imagine. Abiodun. What kind of digital product can I create for social media managers? See, this question that you're asking me, you have to go and ask ChatGPT that question. It's not me that you're going to ask, because why do you think that I have the answer to that? You need to make your research. Pel Sac FX. You need to make your research. That is why you have your phone. That is why you have social media. In fact, that if you are on my community for social media managers on Telegram, you can ask this question there. I'm sure somebody will answer you. That is why you need to have a community. All these things, when you discuss it there, they'll be able to answer you. Because, for example, I have I have a digital product for social media manager, which is me selling templates. You can also decide to sell templates. You can decide to sell maybe journals. You just have to make research. When you make research, you'll be able to tell what exactly is going to be a solution for social media managers in your niche. That is when you sell. You don't make products that you just feel like making. You have to make product that you know that it is in high demand, and you have to make an hyper specific product so that people can buy. Right. Okay, let's say I have not learned enough. Then you can keep joining a class. Then you can learn as much as possible. Then to improve your confidence also, because you information is power, right? So you are on the right path. Any more before we move to the next slide? What's your biggest block when it comes to growing beyond solo freelancing? What is stopping you from becoming an agency of your own? What is that thing that is stopping you? Share it with me. Let's discuss it so that we can know, so that I can just, um give you my bits, and even anybody on the chat can also add to it and then tell you. You guys, make sure that you like this video as you are watching, so that YouTube can push my videos. I wonder why my videos are not um moving as much as meant to, but it's okay. You guys can just like the video, you can comment so that it's to push the video. Thank you guys. Okay, so let's move on. So if you need the system to start as a social media manager, if you need a system that is going to help you scale as soon as you want, a system that is going to help you scale confidently, then you should get my pro social media manager client and content kit. He has over 18 template bundle that you can use as a social media manager: onboarding form, contract template, monthly analytic report, strategic framework, editable client workflow. They are all editable, and then you can use it and then reuse it and then reuse it as much as you can, you know. So it's only going for $55 on the call. And anybody that gets the link from my description box, the link is in my description box on this video. If you get a link from the description box, you are going to be able to buy it for $5, but the price goes up back later this week, so have that in mind. Anyways, I said I was going to use 30 minutes. This is already 37 minutes. All right, you guys, it's been great having you guys here, and thank you for joining. And I hope you have been able to learn one or two things. Let me know in the comments. Have you been able to learn one or two things on this call? I mean, on this live class? Let me know. Um, Tomorrow's session is one that you cannot miss. We're going to be talking about how to get clients without relying on Instagram or all the social media platforms. I will show you the platform that are actually working now, and how to actually land leads without constantly posting videos and all of that. Right. So make sure that you join, and we'll move up from there. Make sure you like this video, you guys. Thank you for joining, and see you until tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow. So make sure you join tomorrow. Turn on post notifications, subscribe, and see you. Somebody's dropping a comment. Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you for joining. Have a lovely time. I need to go now. All right.